Guys, welcome back, and today we're gonna continue with our crafts play series. Yeah, I would decide the name. And look at my trees. I guess this sapling is blocked. I'm gonna move this sapling. Okay, move some of these saplings. Also, if you didn't watch the last episode, it's a tour. Last episode I built this part, but I got so many old planks that I tried to make my own room. I don't have a bed yet. For a bed, I'll probably alter it to become normal work one day. But now it's just me very peaceful mode with all day, no night cycle. I just thought something. Let's go mine some coal. Coal far. I'm not normal. Okay, these cobblestone. I should. Yeah, that's what I need. I need to bring an adventure crafting table. Let's go on an adventure. Let's go through our dirt highway. Maybe I'll call it now a dirt highway because I need to build dirt. Why I think I must do this other two islands. Like, this is the second island. As you've seen, this is different dirt. There's so much of this weird dirt. Look, there's coal, but we are actually going for the most treasures. If you have many, like, place with no actually place them out. I think if I'm right, the vein is on the other side of this island. Oh, they didn't mean that. I mean the other eye, the bridge. I mean the bridge. This is the second dirt highway, and this one's just straight. I remember episode 1 where we were just mostly bridging around. I haven't really played this server since episode 2. But I was more busy playing Blockade Battlefront on my iPad, but yeah. Also, if I'm right, this game is available on iOS, but for some reason it's no longer on the App Store. If you even search out, you might see Craftsman. But it just scams you, gives you different. Even the name is different, the icon different, but when you join, it's also a different name. Look at this. Nothing was so special. I wrote this one. Yeah, this one. Just in case I'm gonna go. Please say whatever. Yeah, boy. I just saw something. Get one. Let's just get one cobble stone pickaxe.
Brand new anvil and continue. The next day I finished my swashbuckler.
Let's just get some iron.
And who can forget finally, after nearly 20 days spent in the submarine,
Like this is so lucky. Like I started off with a tiny mountain stone. This thing is, imagine finding this in a real Minecraft. I mean real Minecraft. Minecraft actually uses real Minecraft seeds.
I replanted my nether wart and chocolate trees, and then I practiced some orders inside of the hull of my ship since they were then once it was safe for construction, I added all of my red nether bricks. So close to being done with the red nether brick grind. Once we finish, the OSV will start coming together very quickly. The next day, I stopped by the nether to grab some more netheracks.
This is why I went to this exact island, the starter island, because there's a lot of resources here.
I also grabbed some more bookshelves while I was at it. Then I returned home and farmed mangrove for a bit. I continued building up the front of the ship, but since I used a lot of strip mangrove logs, my supply was going fast. I continued adding in mangrove details the next morning.
If I do want to build a bed in my base, I do really need to find sheep. So when I do have a bed, I think that's one of the good signals to go to easy. I don't know what to accomplish. But I feel like when I'm ready, I'll go easy mode.
Experience inspired me to begin putting an actual floor in the OSV. So I chopped down some oak trees and then got to work laying the deck. This will be the inside of the ship, where I'm hoping to keep all of the storage and essentials. No base really feels complete without an enchanting table. So even though I probably won't use it all, I built an enchanting station in the center of the room. I don't know why, but the those homey feelings came just in time, because as the sun came up, it was now day 50, the halfway point of the show.
One thing I don't like is that it doesn't really show how much durability is left.
So if you're enjoying it so far, please consider subscribing to the channel. It's the best way to support me, guys. It's free, and it really helps me out more than you could possibly know. Plus, we're getting so close to 3 million subscribers. So let's not get too distracted here. With only 50 days left, I really need to...
Craftsman, I should turn on my internet so that no ads are attacking me. These shouldn't ads are community or this job. I feel like products doesn't work anymore. I have limited much sticks. I am very bigger than the other one. The blue is look at these Though this series not eventually leave on a high note, because not high note but end of what feeling like this. What I do I only own like 1.6 GB. Give me this like some update. I can't be updated. It's alright, like this is like Google Play, just on the house. It's so easy to turn it obtainable, and I didn't really have I think it didn't have much use. I just thought of making it proper higher. I think this is the better side. any water. I was just getting some dirt over here and got hit by this game.
It was very lagging and everything. But I phone can't do this enough to get better phones. I feel like my phone is an open. I think I need to learn how to do the maps because if you look like if you look I said last episode or in the last time I still to the back of this play like I went now and I've tried it out. It's a very creative server and then creative one server. No, I already got 2 stacks. Yeah, okay, this is gonna be peaceful. That's what I think I'm gonna make a chest room.
Anyways, I found some hoglins to kill in a nearby bastion, and I
Probably shed or something.
since it appeared to be the treasure bastions, which
Yes, it stopped raining.
the treasure room contained a netherite upgrade and tons of gold blocks. There was that other bastion on the way back to the base, so I looted that as well. Got even more gold blocks, as well as another netherite upgrade. This inspired me to actually try to get netherite on my armor and tools. Something I don't think I've ever done in a 100 days challenge. Around the nether bastion. Eventually I found another one. I raided the 3rd bastion, but I didn't really get much. It was really buried in the terrain, and it was one of the bastion patterns I was less familiar with, so I just decided to keep moving. I found a 4th bastion shortly thereafter, and this time it was another treasure configuration. This one even had 2 chests, and after looting it, I had obtained a netherite ingot and 4 upgrades in total. Instead of continuing to raid bastions, I figured I'd go strip mining for the rest of the netherite. So I brought all the gold we got to the bastion closest to my base and began bartering with the piglets there. I was hoping to get some more fire resistance potions so that we don't have to worry about strip mining. We got tons of other incredible blocks as well, including lots of leather, plenty of string so we never have to kill spiders again, and soul speed enchantment which we can put on our boots. I returned home from the nether the next morning with my shulkers stuffed full of loot, and of course, I grabbed my honeycomb on the way up. All those bees must have really helped because we were getting honeycomb way faster. Back on the raft, I started hydrating my dried gas. Then I used all of the honeycomb to finish. We built the deck over 20 days ago. It was truly a relief to finally get this. I put all the loot away in the storage room, and then after crafting a crafting table, I applied
Whoever's watching this, can you please just comment something like guessing what could be it in the next episode? I recommend me building stuff that I can build with my materials. Also note, not everything from Minecraft is in crafting in my version of crafting. I'm using a more outdated version of the game because it's no longer the Play Store.
When I went outside, I was greeted by our hydrated gasling. So I paid Captain Snowball a visit to collect some snowballs. Even the first mate's getting it. I tried feeding the snowballs to the gasling, but I was interrupted by a nasty opponent with a trident. After an intense duel, it actually dropped. No way, trident! Let's go! I was really hoping to get 2 tridents because this means we can have one that summons lightning and another one for flying around with riptide. Now that I was safe, I fed our gasling before we go into a happy gas. Oh my gosh, you're so cute! I'm gonna name you Laboon. This guy's gonna be our heroine. Keep watch over him. I wanted to make a red harness for Laboon to match the ship's hull, but I was gonna need to grab some from the poppies and iron golem. We needed to go down to the submarine anyhow to enchant some extra pickaxes for strip mining. The more we bring with us, the fewer we'll need to go back to the mob farm to repair. So I went to the nether to grab some warp wood and then cast it in for emeralds. I used the money to buy unbreaking books, but I still needed more dough for the efficiency books, so I was back to the nether for even more wood. Finally, by pt3, I traded for all the emeralds I needed, and I was able to get some efficiency books. Now we've got plenty of pig power for finding netherite. I also put renovation on my tribe and mended it at the mob farm before setting off to go strip mining. Once I found a suitable nether waste biome, I mined down to Y level 15. I'm also mining on chunk borders since I'm pretty sure that's the best way to find ancient debris quickly. It seemed to be working because by the end of the day, I had already found 9 ancient debris, enough for another 2 netherite ingots. The debris hunt continued for the entirety of day 83, and I was able to double the count to 8. By halfway through day 84, I had reached 24 ancient debris, enough for 6 ingots. That felt like plenty to me, so I made my way back to the portal and hopped back into the overworld. Before I could forget, I grabbed some poppies from the iron golem farm so we could make that red harness for Laboon. Then I worked on restoring my pickaxe with the mob farm while smelting my ancient debris. I also repaired the silk touch pig and then finally returned to the OSV to start adding all of the netherite to my gear. stash of diamonds duplicating my netherite upgrades, but it felt like a worthwhile use of our booty. And now that we had the best armor in the game, I was ready to add some swaggy armor trims on everything. I did my best to give the set a somewhat nautical feel. I look incredible! Truly our richest no end. With only 3 netherite left, I had to prioritize which tools I wanted to netheriteify. In the end, I chose the Batman's blade, the barnacle scraper, and the hydro splitter. Then I finally crafted the red harness for Laboon, and a feeling of completion washed over me. We had our crew, Kevin Costner, Andrew Ryan, First Mate Copperton, Captain Snowball, and Laboon. We had our heading, and we had our ship. And in that moment, I felt like I couldn't just keep referring to the vessel as the OSV, so it was time to officially give it a name. Welcome to the Enola.
Yeah, but this is not a house, by the way. This is a shed. Yep. I already signed didn't need to craftsman, by the way. But I don't know if you can join me. I'm using an old version.
Building the chain at the bottom was dangerous because, as usual, the water quickly swarmed with drown the longer I swam. So I brought Kevin Costner with me to help hold my breath for longer and smoothly navigate the dangerous depths. The anchor looked awesome, and I put down a block of soul sand and a block of magma on either side of it so I could easily go up and down. By the time I returned to the surface, the storm had blown, and the rest of the crew commended me on my hunch that we should delay our departure. This also gave me a chance to finish taking apart our old raft before leaving. We never fully moved the oak tree farm because we don't yet have a good way to block the saplings from growing tall trees. So, in order to solve this issue, I started building a copper boom arm and slipping over the line of dirt on the garden. Mutiny aboard me ship! Stand down, sailor, if you know what's good for you, and scurvy dog, I'll have your head if you can. Before I could finish the copper boom arm, phantoms began spawning and harassing me, so I went to bed insomnia with my bed like I usually do. I zoned out and accidentally let myself sleep through the night for the first time in the challenge. I only lost a few minutes of playtime, but at this point, it feels like every minute counts. The following morning, finishing the arm and putting a cable on the mains turned into a ship. At this point, I was finally able to get rid of the old tree farm and raft. All that remained was the little docking station for our Nautilus. And so, as the sun rose once more, I planted the bird saplings on the deck of our ship to complete the new tree farm. The only thing that I wasn't able to fix anywhere on the ship was a platform for growing mangrove trees. So I decided to go down to the submarine to make a new spot for farming mangrove. I got rid of the fountain in the hallway and then dug out a divot in the ground where I'll plant the propagators. Then I cleared out all the mangrove grades above to ensure there was plenty of room for the trees to grow. I tried foam mealing a propagator to make sure the space would work, and the tree was perfect. I don't think we're gonna need much more mangrove wood now that the Enola is finished, but it's still nice to have a farm ready to go just in case. When I returned to my ship, I saw that one of our oak trees had grown, so it seemed like the new oak farm was already working great. I spoke with Captain Snowball, and based on the weather, we decided we could set sail the next morning. So I decided to spend the rest of the day gathering more spruce and dark oak wood from the nearby shipwrecks. Exhausted from battling drowned and chopping wood, I returned home and collapsed into my bed. I thought day 89 would be the day we set sail, but instead, it was the day that everything changed. In the dead of night, our ship was attacked by a cannonball from the heavens. The next morning, I inspected the damage to the hull, completely dumbfounded. Desperate for answers, I asked my crew if anyone had